Hello, everybody. A few weeks ago at a VR, I mentioned I'm about to come out of in-person autograph retirement. Finally got out to a graph local high A minor league team called the Everett Aqua Sox, and went out there with my buddy Dan. Shout out for doing the videography work here. I, for whatever reason, just wasn't in a mood, so he got some clips for me. So I thought I would take you through how I set up my binder to get in-person autographs and, of course, my results. So let's check it out. The binder I actually got off of Amazon many years ago, and I've used this for probably 5 in-person graphing seasons, and it's held up really well. And it's just I'll show you the spine here. It's a 1-inch O-ring, and it's called a flip back binder. And it's actually important if you're someone that goes after volume, a lot of in-person autographs. You're going to want to be able to flip this back all the way, and see the swivels here. So you can flip pages back and fold them completely back underneath so that they can sign here and you're not bending up your cards or your pages. So the pages in here are actually either file folders that I cut in half or just cardstock pages. And they have photo corners on them, which you can barely see there. And you'll see what that looks like in a minute when I show you my successes. This had dust on it. Like I said, 2019 was the last time I graphed in person. So I had to go out. I'd take cards of guys that weren't even in the minors anymore, or had gone to the majors, or their grocery clerks, or whatever. And there was one page in the very back of a roving instructor that comes around every once in a while, and I left that in there just in case. Had no idea if he'd be there, but I left it in there. And then I loaded it up with the players I wanted to get. So I was after Mariners #1 prospect, Harry Ford, Mariners #2 prospect, Cole Young, Mariners #3 prospect, Gabriel Gonzalez, and a Rockies prospect, he is their #6 prospect, Benny Montgomery. So before the game, I was able to get Young and Gonzalez, see it shown there. And I was excited about that. And I never got word from my buddy if that roving instructor was there. I have a buddy that works for the team, and he's supposed to tell me when this player's around. And it turns out he actually sent me a text about 30 seconds before I saw him. I didn't see the text. But sure enough, out of the clubhouse walks Dan Wilson. I still had the page in here from 3-4 years ago. And he did 8 for me, no problem. And 3 I gave to Dan because he didn't have any cards. And I have so many Dan Wilson autographs, I don't need any more. For now, I'm keeping this one. If you are interested in one of these Reds autos here, or I have some extra Mariners stuff, send me an email and I'll send you one out. Just shoot me your email and your address. Say Dan Wilson, Reds or Mariners, and I'll make sure you get one. I have these. I have probably 4 or 5 other Reds. And then I have maybe 20 Mariners cards that aren't part of sets or projects. Also before the game, I did get the Rockies Again, number 6 prospect, Benny Montgomery. So this was on the second page. So again, I had to make it so I could flip this back. So my handy dandy binder came in useful. And then I did have this Amador was on the roster. He's their number 1 prospect, but I didn't realize he was on the IL. So I went 2 for 2 with Montgomery. So that only left Ford, who pretty much only autographs after games. And he's strictly 1 per, and he gets everybody. If there's 100 people there, he signs 100 autographs after the game. And so I was happy to get him finally on the Heritage. Worth the wait. Really cool inscription there. Hopefully get to see him at Safeco Field one day. One cool thing after the game, Dan Wilson was coming from the field to the clubhouse, and Bride is a lady wearing a Dan Wilson jersey was happening by. I don't think she knew he was there. So she's leaving the stadium, and there's Dan Wilson right in front of her. And she starts freaking out. She shows him his jersey, and he's like, all right, man. And, well, anyway, here's a clip of the interaction.
Got it. See you tomorrow, right? Oh, hey, all right. Nice. You have a pen? I'll sign it. I got a pen. Here you go. Here we go. Here we go. I'll sign this. Very cool. No way. There you go.
Let me know what you think of my setup here. I don't go to so many games anymore that I see myself, like I lost this. It took me half an hour to find it when I knew I was going to go to the game because I don't in-person graph like I used to. But let me know what you think of my setup. And again, shoot me an email if you want a Dan Wilson autograph. I got plenty of them. And thanks for watching. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.